Hello friends, today we will discuss about equipotential surface and relation between potential and field. Now, first of all, what is equipotential surface? So, if the electric potential along every point of the any imaginary surface in an electric field, such a surface is known as equipotential surface. Or also friends, you can say that equipotential surface is an imaginary surface where the electric potential will remain same at every point, right? So you can also define the equipotential surface like this. Once again friends, equipotential surface is the imaginary surface where the electric potential will always remain same at every point, right? Or also you can say that if the electric potential along every point of any imaginary surface in an electric field is same, this surface is known as equipotential surface. Now friends, for equipotential surface the potential will always remain same, and the equation of the potential is V is equals to KQ by R, right? એટલે simple friends, તમે કહી શકો equipotential surface એટલે શું? So the surface where electric potential will always remain same, right? So suppose friends, this is the positive charge, right? So consider these are the points where the potential should be same. So here this imaginary surface like this passing through the point is known as the equipotential surface. Once again, suppose at these points potential will be same. So this surface passing through this point is known as equipotential surface. Once again friends, here these are the points where potential will same. So here the surface which is passing through these points, so this surface is known as the equipotential surface, right? Once again friends, suppose if there is negative charge and here at this point potential will be same, so simple, the imaginary surface passing through this point is known as equipotential surface. Once again friends, here these are the points where potential will be same, so here this is the equipotential surface, right? Now if there is uniform electric field like this, right, then this is the equipotential surface like this, right, where the potential will remain same, right? So these are the equipotential surface for this positive charge, this is for negative charge, and if you combine this, then this is for electric dipole, this is the equipotential surface for uniform electric field, right? So simple, the question will be like this: explain equipotential surface and draw the equipotential surface for positive charge, for negative charge, for electric dipole, and for uniform electric field, right? So once again friends, what is equipotential surface? So if the electric potential along every point of any imaginary surface in an electric field is same, then such a surface is known as the equipotential surface. Or in simple language you can say that equipotential surface is the imaginary surface where the electric potential will remain same at every point, right? So equipotential, for equipotential surface the potential will be all remain same, that is V is equals to kq by r. So friends, these are the equipotential surface for positive charge, this is for negative charge. If you combine this, then this is the equipotential surface for electric dipole, then this is the equipotential surface for uniform electric field. Now friends, for this equipotential surface, the electric field will be always normal to the point on the surface. So if you want to define the direction of electric field, then the direction of this electric field for the equipotential surface is always normal to the point. Why? So see here friends, we know that for equipotential surface, potential will always remain same. So for equipotential surface, delta V always 0. Why? Because for equipotential surface, potential will remain same, V is equals to kq by r. So for this surface, change in potential will always remain 0. So work done W is equals to Q into delta V. We already know this formula, W is equals to Q into delta V. But here delta V 0, so Q into 0. Therefore, work done W is equals to 0. So, for equipotential surface, if you want to move the charge, then for this work done will always 0. Right? Now, if we want to define the direction of electric field, then once again we know the relation between work done and electric field. W is equals to vector E dot dl, right? So we know that W is equals to vector E dot dl. So this is the scalar product between E and dl. So we know that vector E dot dl is equals to E dl cos theta. But work done is 0 for equipotential surface. So we can write like this, E dl cos theta is equals to 0. Why? Because for equipotential surface, work done should be 0. So if E dl cos theta is equals to 0, then cos theta is equals to 0. And if cos theta is equals to 0, then theta is equals to 90. Because we know that cos 90 is equals to 0. So here for equipotential surface, the direction of electric field is always normal to the point, right? So for equipotential surface, electric field will always normal to the point. Right. So for equipotential surface, the electric field will always normal to the point on the surface. Right. So here we can say that for equipotential surface, if you want to move a charge, then for this work done should be 0. Next, for equipotential surface, electric field will always normal to the point. That is number 2. Then, if the electric field will be strong, then this surface are closer with each other. And if the electric field is weak, then this surface are far, right? So if the electric field is strong, then the equipotential surface are close with each other, and if the field is weak, then they are far away, right? So these are the various characteristics of the equipotential surface. Once again friends, what is equipotential surface? So if the electric potential along every point of any imaginary surface in an electric field is same, such a surface is known as equipotential surface. For equipotential surface, potential will be always remain same, right? So V is equals to KQ by R. Now friends, these are the equipotential surface for positive charge, for negative charge. If you combine it, then this is for electric dipole. This is the equipotential surface for uniform electric field. Now friends, here we know that for equipotential surface, potential will always remain same. So change in potential delta V will always 0. So we know that W is equals to Q into delta V. But for this equipotential surface, delta V 0, so W is equals to 0. Now if we want to define the direction of electric field, then we know that W is equals to vector E dot dl. That means W is equals to E dl cos theta. But for equipotential surface, work done W is equals to 0. So E dl cos theta is equals to 0. So cos theta is equals to 0. So theta is equals to 90. So for equipotential surface, electric field will always normal to the point on the surface, right? So from this we can write various characteristics of the equipotential surface. First one, for equipotential surface, potential will always remain same, that is V is equals to KQ by R. Number 2, for equipotential surface, work done W is equals to 0. Third one, for equipotential surface, the electric field will always normal to the point on the surface. Then number 4, if the electric field is strong, then the equipotential surface are closer with each other, and if electric field is weak, then they are far away, right? So friends, these are the characteristics of the equipotential surface. So the different question will be like this. First question, what is equipotential surface? Draw the equipotential surface for positive charge, for dipole, and for uniform electric field, right? Then for equipotential surface, prove that W is equals to 0. Then for equipotential surface, prove that the electric field will always normal to the point on the surface. And next question, give the various characteristics of the equipotential surface, right? So these are the questions will be asked in your examination. Now friends, we will discuss about relation between field and potential. Now, to derive the relation between electric field and potential, here we consider first surface like this, right? This surface A having a potential V, and consider the second surface, this is surface B, and the potential of this surface is V plus del V, right? So here consider the two surface, first one surface A where potential is V, and second surface B having a potential V plus del. Now friends, consider one point P on this surface B, and this point P at a distance del L from surface A, right? So here the distance between surface A to point P is del L. Now here suppose we want to bring a positive charge, or we can say unit charge, from surface B to A. So here friends, we want to bring a unit charge from B to A. So here we know the formula of work done, W is equals to Q into delta V. But here friends, we move the unit charge from B to A. So the value of Q is 1. So for unit charge, W is equals to delta V. So we know that the formula work done, W is equals to Q into delta V. But for unit charge, the value of Q1, so W is equals to delta V. Now friends, we want to derive a relation between field and potential. So we know the relation between work done and field. The formula will be like this: W is equals to E dot dl. So W is equals to E dot del L. So E dot del L is equals to delta V, that means VA minus VB, change in potential, right? So E into del L is equals to value of VA, that is V, minus value of VB, that is V plus del V. So E del L is equals to V minus V plus minus del V. So here we cancel. So we get E into del L is equals to minus del V. So E is equals to minus del V by del L. Right? So the relation between electric field and potential will be E is equals to minus del V by del. And if you take a magnitude of this, then you will get E is equals to potential, that is V, and then or distance L. So E is equals to V by L. Right? So friends, this is the relation between electric field and electric potential. Once again friends, to derive the relation between field and potential, consider two surface A and surface B. The potential of surface A is V and the potential of surface B is V plus del V. Now consider a point P on surface B. Now here the distance between surface A and point P is del L. Now here we brought a unit charge from surface B to A. So work done W is equals to Q into delta V. But for unit charge Q is equals to 1. So W is equals to delta V. But friends, we have to prove relation between field and potential. So we know that W is equals to E dl. So E del L is equals to delta V, that is change in potential, VA minus VB. So E del L is equals to value of VA, that is V, minus value of VB, that means V minus del V. So E into del L is equals to V minus V, minus plus minus del V. So we get E del L is equals to minus del V. So E is equals to minus del V by del L. Or if we take magnitude of it, then we will get E is equals to V by L. So friends, this is the relation between field and potential, right? So you have to remember this formula, right? Now we will discuss about some examples. Now, see friends, example number 3. Two charges 2 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb are placed at point A and B 6 cm apart. First one, identify an equipotential surface of the system. So we have to identify an equipotential surface. So here two charges are there, 2 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb. So here this is the charge 2 microcoulomb, that is Q1, and this is the charge Q2, that is minus 2 microcoulomb. The distance between these charges is 6 centimeter. So this distance is 6 centimeter. Now to identify the equipotential surface, we consider one point. This is point A, this is point B, and consider this is point C. Now here at point C we have to find out the potential, and we know that at point C potential is due to charge Q1 and charge Q2. So total potential on point C, V is equals to V1 plus V2. So V1, that means KQ1 upon R1 plus V2 KQ2 upon R2, right? So V is equals to K as it is, value of Q1, that is 2 microcoulomb, so 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon R1, that means distance from A to point C, that is 3 centimeter, right? And this distance from C to B is 3 centimeter. So R1, that is 3 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter, plus K, value of Q2, that is minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon R2, that means distance between C and B, so 3 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now see here, this plus minus, minus, so total potential at point C will be 0. So we can say that at point C, the surface which is passing through this point will be equipotential surface, because the total potential is 0 at point C. So we can say that the surface which is passing through point C is known as equipotential surface, right? So this is very easy example. We consider a point C between charge Q1 and Q2. So here at point C, total potential 0. So we can say that the surface passing through point C is known as equipotential surface. Now second, what is the direction of electric field at every point on this surface? We know that the direction of electric field will be always from positive to negative, right? So the answer will be like this. We know that the direction will always from positive to negative. Now we will discuss about our next example, that is example number 4. See, a spherical conductor of radius 12 centimeter. So here the radius is given, R is equals to 12 centimeter. So 12 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Has a charge of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. So Q is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. Sorry, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 is given. The charge 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb distributed uniformly on its surface. What is the electric field A inside this sphere? So first one, we have to find out electric field inside the sphere. and we already discussed in chapter number 1. Inside this sphere, the charge will be 0. So electric field E is equals to kq by r square, will always 0. So we already know that inside the surface total charge will be 0. So if total charge is 0, then electric field E is equals to kq by r square. So electric field also 0. Now second, just outside this sphere. So for outside this sphere, we know that kq by E is equals to kq by r square. So value of k, that is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Value of charge q, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 upon r square. We know that r is equals to 12 into 10 raised to minus 2 whole square. So if you solve this, then you get, friends, E is equals to 10 raised to 5. And we know that the unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb. So for outside this surface, charge will be there. So E is equals to kq by r square. We know the value of k, q and r. So electric field outside the surface, E is equals to 10 raised to 5 Newton per Coulomb. Now third one. At a point 18 centimeter from the center of the sphere. So here distance r is given 18 centimeter. So 0.18 meter. Right. So at this distance, electric field E is equals to kq by r square. We know the value of q, that is k, 9 into 10 raised to 9. The value of q, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 divided by r. Here distance, we have to find out field at 18 centimeter. So 0.18 meter. So 0.18 whole square. So friends, if you solve this, then you will get electric field 4.4 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb. Right. So simple. Inside this sphere, net charge will be 0. So electric field 0. For outside this sphere, we know that E is equals to kq by r square. We know the value of k, q and r. So we can easily find out the value of electric field. Now for distance 18 centimeter, or we can say 0.18 meter, electric field will be E is equals to kq by r square. So k, 9 into 10 raised to 9, value of q, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 upon r square, that means 0.18 whole square. So we will get electric field 4.4 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb. Right. Okay friends, thank you.